Ever looked at a block of clay and got stuck on what to make? Here's an idea for you. Hello and welcome to another Paula Armstrong ceramics. So for this video, I'm going to take this block of clay and turn it into a lovely bowl using the Kurinuki technique. So this technique is very responsive to the clay, so you can be really energetic and really work with a lot of energy with this, or you can be nice and calm and tranquil, and what you make will actually reflect that kind of energy that you put into it. So it's a great fun technique to have a go at. So Kurinuki is a little bit different to our standard traditional kinds of ways of working with clay, because it is all about starting with a block of clay and then cutting it back and converting it into what we want it to be. Now, there are some things that are hints and tips that make this a little easier. One of which is starting with a slightly drier piece of clay, because if you start with it wet, it's much more likely to deform as you're cutting it. But if you hold to the end of this video, you'll get lots of hints and tips, and I'll show you a little sneaky peek at what I do to my pots to take them to the next level and make them my pots. Okay, so as I said, Kurinuki is all about cutting away the clay that you don't want. So I'm going to do a roughly round bowl. So the first thing I'm going to do is take away the corners of the square, so that I make this more of a round shape for the block. And then I'm going to use some ribbon tools to cut out the bowl shape in the middle. Now, the important thing with this is to remember to do it a little bit at a time. Don't try and take too much out at once. If you do take too much and you make a hole somewhere, you can always just put the clay back in, use a bit of slip and mush it back into place, and then carry on from there. But if you can avoid it by doing it a little bit at a time, it is the best idea. I'd like to put a foot ring on this bowl, so I'm not going to go too deep. Okay. Next is to trim the bottom off to make the bowl shape. So I'm just using a knife to take away the excess from around the bottom. Again, don't go too deep, so that you're not cutting a hole into the bowl that we've just made. You can see the facets of the shape starting to arrive now, and you can feel, if you go around, you can feel where it's thinner and where it's thicker, and you can really start to cut in and alter this shape now. I like doing it quite energetically so that I've got marks really starting to appear in the bowl shape. I like the facets, I like the sides, I like the kind of messiness, and I will, on purpose, use the knife and put some different marks and different textures into some of the sides, so that I'm getting a different kind of look. So it's a case of using the knife or any other tool and making different marks and shaping as you go. because the clay is a little bit drier, it's holding its shape. If you do this with fresh clay, be a little bit more gentle, because it will want to change shape on you. It's going to want to bend, it's going to want to collapse. It's a very kind of stony, rocky kind of look to this. It's almost like the clay going back to where it came from. Keep moving backwards from your shape so that you can have a look at the bowl shape that's emerging from the block of clay. There we go. Now, I then use my knife to go around and just scrape and tidy the sides on the inside of the bowl shape. You can go back with your ribbon tools as well. Just gently tidy it up. Remember, at this point, everything is quite a bit thinner. So really start just shaving at the surface. Don't try and go too much deeper. Work a little bit at a time. You can change this edge at the top. Make it more defined. Now I'm going to do the foot ring. And it's the same as doing the bowl, only a lot more shallow. And there we have a Kurinuki bowl. Now, here's the bit where I make it something of my own. So, Kurinuki is a really fun technique to have a go at, especially when you're a bit stuck with an idea, because you can literally just take a chunk of clay, a block of clay, and cut into it and create whatever you want. Can be bowls, can be little teacups, could be mugs, could be jugs, could be an ornament. and it can become what it wants to become if you let it. So you can respond to the clay and the clay will respond to you. It's very much about you and the clay with this technique. Go into it with an open mind and a sense of fun, and you'll have a great time. You also caught at the end there what it was that I do to my Kurinuki bowls to make them just a little bit different. And it's all about a bit of extra decoration. In my case, it's flowers, and I guess you'd call it a moss texture. And it's adding another contrast, something a little bit different. I particularly like it because it adds a contrast to the really rocky feel, so I'm adding something a little bit organic on it. My next video will be showing you how you can make your very own floral art and add the details to your pots or anything else that you want to make so that you can add a touch of elegance to your pieces. Check it out soon.